Sadiq Khan, it is being reported, may be on the New Year's honours list and in line for a knighthood for his work in political and public services. You're having a laugh. Sadiq Khan, the man who has presided over record knife crime on London streets, a place where women and girls feel unsafe because of the huge rise in the spate of attacks against them. Under his watch, a place where many tourists won't wear one on a night out in case they get robbed. A city where even he admits to feeling unsafe. He says that's because he's Muslim. What he's missed is that we're all afraid in the mess that, in my view, he's allowed our once great capital to become. He expanded the ULEZ zone and tried to influence the reporting of just how bad the pollution was because the results didn't match up with his expectations. If he really wanted to tackle polluted air, he might want to start with the London Underground, where he told Transport for London to stop running an ad with a woman in a bikini which was promoting beach body readiness, and he defended TfL, the TfL ban for an advert for a West End play because it showed a wedding cake, which is seen as an unhealthy food. These ads were subsequently pulled. Apparently, Sadiq has no involvement in approving or deciding which ads run on the TfL network, but he clearly has influence. Yet, he made no real comment about a Wahid ad which showed a controversial Islamic preacher known as Mufti Menk holding a briefcase burning money underneath the caption, "During the Money Revolution." Mufti was surrounded in controversy, all of which was denied. And more recently, an advert for assisted dying was allowed on TfL. The ad shows a woman in pink and white striped pyjamas dancing in a kitchen with the words, "My dying wish is my family won't see me suffer." Even if you support the notion of assisted dying, surely on the scale of bad taste and what should not be permitted as an ad, this ranks higher than adverts about theatre that show a cake. Surely he should be speaking up about this one. You couldn't make it up. How irresponsible is that? London, in my view, is in poor shape, and Sadiq Khan cannot absolve himself of the state of it. He, I'd imagine, be the first to take credit if things were going well. I'm inclined to agree with ex-Conservative MP Anna Firth. This is what she said about the decision towards Sadiq Khan and knighthood earlier on GB News.
Let's be absolutely clear. It's the people of London that deserve a knighthood for putting up with Sadiq Khan. I mean,
and voting
seriously.
For him.
Yeah, they voted for him. But
3 times.
Tell that to the 15,000 families who've had a victim of knife crime. He has completely failed on knife crime and to keep the streets safe. He's failed motorists with his absolute war on them and with his ULEZ charge. TfL is going bankrupt. I mean,
as it always has.
What has this man actually done to deserve a knighthood?
Is it an award?
He has failed. He's failed everybody.
Well, I'm inclined to agree with her. A knighthood for what? Absolute failure. If he gets one, then we should all be eligible. London has had to put up with it. Forget knighthood, more like nightmare. Well, for a reaction to my niggle, I'm being joined by journalist and political consultant Emma Burnell. Emma, surely you can't subscribe to the notion that Sadiq Khan deserves a knighthood? Really?
100%. Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'm not entirely a massive fan of the honour system as a whole, but if we're going to have this, then somebody who has won a historic third term, increasing the vote, so therefore getting a third acclamation of the people he represents, that he is the person they want to do the job. That seems like a political success to me. You know, whichever party it would be, you would probably say that is a democratic and political success. So, yeah, if we're going to have a system whereby we recognise that, I mean, you didn't get any money for it. There's nothing that comes with a knighthood other than calling yourself sir. Fair play to him. He's earned it. He's earned it certainly far more than some other people that I might disagree with knighthoods completely. Now, I want to take the politics out of that. There are, for example, certain Tory politicians. Now, I'm obviously Labour, but let's say Gavin Williamson, Sir Gavin Williamson, was given a knighthood 6 months after the exams failure that failed so many of our children. So Where was the monologue about that? Where was
I think you might find. Well, I think you might find one actually, because I certainly wasn't impressed with Gavin Williamson either, and I would have definitely done one on that. And there is one somewhere. But look, Emma, the fact that he's earned another term or 3 terms in a row, I think says more about our political system than how competent he is. Because if we look at his record on things like knife crime, attacks on women and girls in his great capital, and really strange decisions with regard to ads on Tube. On TfL, which he has got influence on.
Sadiq Khan is sat in his office in working out which adverts should go on the Tube. Then I'm not sure you're very clear on what the job of mayor is.
But he did. Yeah, but he did. He stepped in and he told them not to. He asked them to remove the ad with the cake. No, he actually did. He actually stepped in and said that this, asked them to remove an ad about the cake or whatever. It was about a theatre performance with a cake. And he actually did step in and say something. So we know that he did. It's not me just saying that he did.
His policies that he has set.
It was the bikini one. It was the bikini ad. Yeah.
Well, the bikini ad and the cake advert, which one was it?
It was, both in which he had comments on, but the Beachbody ready one.
Comments on them.
You just said, do I really think that he does that? And he did.
Yeah, but I'm not saying he was sat in his office going, this is the 25 ads that are going on the Tube this week. Tick, no, tick.
He did.
That's not his job.
This ad. Yeah, well, if you're saying it's not his job.
By journalists like yourself, and I'm sure he did. I'm not sure he should have done, but that's a different. But, there are differences between was he the decision maker and did he comment on it?
Well, I think the point you were making is that should he be sitting in his office doing things like that and interfering with ads on tubes and stuff like that? And I think you make a great point. I think that you make a great point that he shouldn't be interfering with this sort of thing. In fact, he should be focusing on knife crime.
That's what I'm saying. He sets the strategic and political vision for London. We have a wealth of people who then do the different policy areas. People like the deputy mayors and then the civil servants who aren't political, and they deliver the policy. Under those will sit somebody whose job it is to say this fits within this strategy and this vision. It's several steps down the person who actually looks at the ad that says that's what's going to be on TfL. Anyway, we've gone into a mad, bizarre...
Well, no, you went into there because you said that... No, but you went into there, so I'm just correcting you.
What you're not clear on, if you're saying that Sadiq Khan doesn't deserve it because he's sat in his office X, Y, and Z.
He's not doing his job.
That you're wrong about what his job is. His job is elected mayor of London. He sets the strategy. Other people will make the decisions based on that strategy. He's been elected 3 times, so London seemed pretty happy enough with his strategy. The other thing I would say, you are right.
Well, we could say that about the Labour Party.
In London,
yeah.
It is also too high outside of London, and actually crime is lower in London than it is in other parts of the country. I don't think that there is...
Where did you get that from? The knife crime, you're saying, sorry, are you saying the knife crime is lower in other parts of the country rather than London?
The crime rate is lower than many other areas of England and Wales. It's statistically the case.
OK, well, I'm just wondering where you got that from, that's all.
Well, I'm looking at the Times right now.
All right, fine. Just asking, because some people say things and then there's nothing to back it up. I will check that out as well. But my point of this is that knife crime is at a record high, and he is presiding over this. Whilst you can take all the credit for all the good things that he's done, which I really can't label any apart from, as you said, getting 3 terms, I think you also need to take credit for... You actually have to acknowledge for the bad things that are going on under his watch as well. And he is a strategist.
Is perfect.
No.
Lots of politicians, there are things that go wrong, sometimes inside their control, sometimes outside of their control. I'm no cheerleader for anyone. I will criticise Sadiq when I think he gets things wrong. That's a different question to, does this individual politician who has been successfully re-elected, re-elected twice, elected in the first place, therefore has achieved to the higher end of his industry, deserve a knighthood? And that's what we give people knighthoods for. We give them to business people who have achieved at the higher end of their industry. We give to entertainers who have achieved at the higher end of their industry. I think it would be hard to look at Sadiq Khan, a 3-time elected politician, and not say, yes, he has achieved at the higher end of his industry.
Well, you know what, Emma Burnell, it was great to talk to you. Thank you so much for your thoughts. If that's the bar and it's that low, that just because he's got 3 terms, then I think I've done something 3 times. I'm sure I deserve 1 too. But that is Emma Burnell. She's a journalist and a political consultant.